Hi guys, welcome back. I'm always happy to spend time together. Up until this point, we have focused primarily on vocabulary, and we shall continue to do so, but I thought we might do something different today. I have collected a rather long list of English idioms. These are kind of funny expressions we use, and guys, the first thing I want you to do, please print the list and highlight all the terms. We'll go through it together. So there's a lot of them. Let's get started. The first one, ace the test. It's, I believe, self-explanatory. Ace the test just means, let's see here. This is a backwards. A plus, it just means to score high on a test. It can mean not to miss any questions, to make a perfect 100. Some of the questions on the midterm were a little tricky, but now that I've acclimated to Professor's style, I'm confident I'll ace the final. What else? Oh, I like this next one. Crush. So I have a crush on her. I have a crush on him. A crush means Jan Dangshanhante Ban Hesayo. It means you have romantic feelings for someone. Usually the object of your affection, your crush, is unaware that you like him or her. And as the name sounds, crush, it's usually kind of painful. I remember 100 years ago, when I was in middle school, my first crush was a girl in my class, and her name was Kathy Edwards. She had blonde hair and brown eyes. Anyway, she and I were never a couple, but she was just a classmate, and years later, I'm embarrassed to tell you that I found my crush on Facebook. Again, this is decades later, and I sent her a message. I was like, hey, my name's Scott Haven, and do you remember me? And she was like, yes, yeah, how are you? I'm like, oh, fine. Yeah. And we talked about, Jamshaman, guys. Sorry about that, guys. There was a Corona announcement. Anyway, I was sending a message to my crush, Kathy, and I revealed my ancient feelings for her. And I was like, I don't know if you know this, but yeah, when we were in middle school, I had a huge crush on you. And she was like, oh, I didn't know. Yeah. So, by the way, that reminds me, guys, I once read that there is someone in your life, right now, today, who has a crush on you that you don't know about. You might be thinking, no, Professor, no one loves me. Oh, really? Do you have a crush on anyone? Sometimes a crush is someone you know, or it could be, I don't know, a movie star or a singer or something like that. But oftentimes it's someone in your life, whether a classmate or coworker, something like that. Anyway, so next, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Say that with me, guys. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. You say this whenever you're talking about someone, and then that person unexpectedly comes into the room or appears. Excuse me. So If you and I are talking about Kathy Edwards and then, oh, hey, speak of the devil, we were just talking about you. 이해했어요? So you're talking about someone and then that person unexpectedly shows up. Let's see. It could be the telephone as well. So if you're at home or somewhere, anywhere, and you're thinking about someone and then that person calls you like, oh, hello? Speak of the devil, I was just thinking about you. So to Kakao Talk, if you're at home and you're daydreaming and you're thinking about someone and then that person unexpectedly sends you a message, oh, speak of the devil, I was just thinking about you. That's speak of the devil. Okay, next. This one is easy and one that I use fairly often. Under the weather. Please say it with me. Under the weather. I'm under the weather. So you use this, guys, when someone asks you, how are you? Not so good. I'm a little under the weather. It means sick or poor body condition. And there's a little cartoon on your handout. Here's a boy, and you can see he's literally under different types of weather. So, how are you? I'm a little under the weather. What does that mean? A little under the weather. I'm a little sick. I'm not feeling so good. That's all it means. Good English. I'm a little under the weather. Okay. This next one I use. Keep your chin up. It means you say it to someone who's feeling melancholy or disheartened, maybe discouraged. For example, maybe someone has a job interview and the company hires another applicant. They did not get the job, and their body language, literally, they're kind of slumped over and, hey, cheer up, or chin up, keep your chin up. There will be more opportunities. Keep your chin up. Let's see. This next one is kind of similar. Hang in there means don't lose hope, keep trying. For example, this pandemic, everyone is so tired of it. But I say to you this, hang in there. We're going to survive. We're going to get through this. Just hang in there a little bit longer. In Korean, it's 참아, 기다려. Look at the next one, guys. Kill time. Kill time. This is, I want to make sure I get this right. Do something that keeps you busy while you're waiting for something else to happen. For example, whenever you go to the movie theater, CGV, let's say we arrive at the movie theater at 12:15 and the movie we want to watch begins at 1 o'clock. So we have 45 minutes to kill before the movie starts. Another example is the airport, Gimpo Airport, Incheon International Airport. Usually, when we travel, passengers try to get to the airport a couple of hours early so they can check in and get to their departure gate. And we kill time, usually by reading a magazine or playing with our smartphone until there's an announcement that it's boarding time. One more example, guys. Your class schedule. I've noticed many times students will have a gap in their class schedule. For example, they'll have a morning class and then they'll have a 2-hour gap or maybe even a 4-hour gap and then some afternoon classes. So they might have a couple of hours to kill before their next class. So they might, go to the cafeteria and have lunch, or go to a cafe, meet a friend. So they have some time to kill. This next one I chose for you, hit the books. Guys, very simply, it means to study. Hit the books. I need to hit the books. I need to study. You need to hit the books. You need to study. This next one, not my cup of tea. Will you say that with me? It's not my cup of tea. Say it with me, please. It's not my cup of tea. This means I don't like it, or it is not my preference. I'm trying to think of an example. Don't get mad at me, just as an example. Hip-hop music. It's not really my cup of tea. I'm not saying it's not a respected art form, but for me personally, it's just not what I want to listen to. I'm trying to think of another example. It could be a movie genre. For example, science fiction, or how there's a lot of Marvel movies? Well, they're okay, they can be fun, but honestly that genre, it's not my cup of tea. I prefer other kinds of movies. By the way, take a look at this, guys. This is literally my cup of tea. I brought this from home. So, do you like drinking tea? By the way, if you really want to be funny, you can say, not my cup of tea, with a British accent. It's not my cup of tea. I can't do a British accent very well, but anyway, not my cup of tea. Let's see here. What's next? Drink like a fish. It means someone who drinks a lot of alcohol. So, she drinks like a fish. He drinks like a fish. You drink like a fish. It means someone who drinks maybe too much alcohol. Do you drink like a fish? Many college students do. This next one I really like. Butterflies in my stomach. Please say it with me. I have butterflies in my stomach. It means very simply, nervous. I'm nervous. This is what it looks like. So for example, if you have to give a presentation, a class presentation in front of a lot of people, oftentimes students feel a little nervous, have a nervous feeling in their tummy. That's what we call butterflies. I have butterflies in my stomach. For me personally, whenever I go to the airport, I feel really excited. And sometimes before my flight takes off, I get butterflies on my stomach. I don't like it. And do you remember I was telling you about my first crush, Kathy Edwards? Honestly, I did not talk to her very often. I was, I guess, cowardly. But the few times I did speak to her, I had butterflies in my stomach. I was quite nervous talking to her. Okay, this next one, let's see here. Sweet tooth. Do you have a sweet tooth? What is this? Samsatang? Cotton candy? Do you like it? I did when I was younger, but now not so much. If you have a sweet tooth, that means you have a craving, or you really enjoy sweets, candy, chocolate, cake, anything like that. So just say, do you have a sweet tooth? Or I have a sweet tooth. I like godiva. Godiva chocolate, but I don't eat a lot of sweets, so I don't have a sweet tooth. This next one, goosebumps. Can you see that? Goosebumps. It looks like this, little bumps on your skin. Usually this happens whenever, if we're cold, but it can also happen whenever we're listening to beautiful music. You can see the hair standing up. It can happen whenever we're listening to music, or if we're spooked, if we're scared. For example, watching a scary movie, or haunted house or ghost is nearby, might get goosebumps. That's goosebumps. This next one, guys, out of all of them on the list, I probably use this one the most. I'm not saying it's the best, but for me, I use it all the time. Hang on a second. It means, 잠시만. Hey, can you hang on a second? I'll be right back. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Please say it with me. Hang on a second. If you want to sound really native, you can abbreviate the word second and just say sec. That's not good English, but it is common. Like, hey, can you hang on a sec? Hey, please, can you hang on a sec? Just means wait just a moment. Can you hear the bird? Okay, moving on, guys. This next one, you read my mind. It means to guess what someone is thinking, or just to have the same idea. So for example, like, after the lecture is finished, do you want to go to Starbucks? Hey, you read my mind. I was thinking the exact same thing. You know, that's all it is. It's just a way of saying, I was thinking that too. Scott's lecture is so boring. You read my mind. This next one I never say, but my mom says it. Save room for dessert. So sometimes whenever I visit my mom, and I have an older brother, usually during dinner, at some point she will say, save room for dessert, meaning save some space in your tummy for dessert afterwards. Don't eat so much food, you're full, and you can't have dessert after dinner. So save room for dessert. Save some space in your stomach. Okay, speeding right through these, guys. This next one, it's a good one. Mercury rising. The mercury is rising. Do you know mercury, guys? It's like this strange liquid metal, the chemical element, mercury. Nitrogen, hydrogen, helium, gold, silver, zinc, and mercury. The mercury is rising. Guys, I must tell you, a lot of these expressions, I do not know the origin. I don't know the history of them, and they're strange. But this one I do know. The mercury is rising. They call it that because inside the thermometer there is mercury, or at least there used to be. I don't think they make them anymore. They have become obsolete, but the mercury is rising. Try to get it close up. Literally, the temperature is rising. 이해했어요? So, if I come in from outside and I say, phew, the mercury is rising, literally I'm saying the temperature is rising, but more naturally, it's getting hot outside, or it is hot. Phew, the mercury is rising. It's getting warm, it's getting hot. Guys, I don't want to remind you of COVID-19, but this is very common. It is indeed ubiquitous. We see them everywhere, and you know, check our temperature here or on our wrist. But when I was a kid, and maybe you remember this too, in order to take our temperature, it looked like this. So whenever I was feeling a little under the weather, whenever I was sick or pretending to be sick, my mom, she would take this thermometer and you would put this part underneath your tongue. I'm not joking. For maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. And it's a thermometer, old thermometer. But I don't think they make them anymore because occasionally you would drop it on the ground and it would break and the mercury would come out. Mercury is very poisonous and dangerous. So I think this is obsolete. I don't think they make these anymore. Anyway, the mercury is rising. Please say it with me. The mercury is rising. It's getting hot. That's all it is. This next one I don't say very often. Binge watch. Binge watch, it makes me immediately think of the streaming service Netflix. It means to watch one episode after another. So for example, you know I like Sherlock Holmes, Benedict Cumberbatch. Sometimes I will binge watch Sherlock. So I will watch one episode, and as soon as it's finished, I start the next one. That's binge watching. Students, have you ever heard of the webtoon Sweet Home? It's on Netflix, and I think some people are binge watching this right now. That's all it is, to watch multiple episodes at once. What's next? Oh yeah, this one's easy. I don't use it very often. Broke. I'm broke. Means I have no money to spend. That's it. Do you want to go shopping? Yes, I would like to, but I'm flat broke. Means I have no money at all. This next one is a strange one. I chose it for you. Burn the candle at both ends. Burning the candle at both ends. It's a strange expression. Burn the candle at both ends. Very simply, guys, it means to go to bed late and wake up early. Usually because you have some work to do. And sometimes in class, I can tell when a student has been burning the candle at both ends because they have dark circles under their eyes. And I will ask you, how are you? And they are obviously exhausted, and I can say, it looks like you've been burning the candle at both ends. In other words, going to bed late and waking up early. That's all it is. This next one, just around the corner, or sometimes people say right around the corner. It means soon. So for example, Children's Day is just around the corner. Children's Day or Buddha's birthday is right around the corner. It's soon. That's it. This next one is a nice one. Heart of gold. To have a heart of gold, it just means a great person. Someone who's very kind and generous. You have a heart of gold. He has a heart of gold. She has a heart of gold. Just means a terrific person. I think it's a great compliment. This next one, it's all Greek to me. Now this one, I don't know the origin. So here are some Greek letters. Can you read it? It says, I don't know. It's all Greek to me. I don't know why they chose the language Greek instead of any other language, Spanish or Latin, but the expression, it's all Greek to me, means I don't understand it at all. Sometimes people will shorten it and say, it's Greek to me, or it's Greek. It's all Greek, meaning I don't understand it whatsoever, not one bit. Okay, this next one, go back a long way. Usually people say we, or, excuse me, I guess you could say they, but we go back a long way. It means we've known each other for a long time. And there's a cartoon in your handout, and here there's two old men sitting on a bench, and they're looking at these kids. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like they're playing with an iPad or something. And this man says, we go back a long way, don't we? And he's remembering when they were kids and they were doing hoop rolling. I can never remember this in Korean. Gulongsue? Gulongsue? Anyway, he's saying to his friend, we go back a long way, don't we? We've known each other for a long time. Sometimes, guys, I hear people say, they'll shorten it and just say, yeah, we go back. A long way or a long time is not said, but it is understood. It is implied. So she and I, yeah, we go way back. We've known each other many years. Oh my God, I'm going to get fired, guys. Students, do you know flip the bird? I'm not going to do this in the camera, but in Miiguk, in Canada, flipping the bird is extending your middle finger. It's a way of expressing your displeasure, putting it mildly. And there's some flags here. This is kind of interesting. Here's France. I didn't know this. This is flipping the bird in France? I had no idea. In America, that means good, like it's okay. And Teguki, this is flipping the bird? I did not know that. Is it like this or this? Don't get mad at me. This is new to me. I don't know. Is this the Philippines? Hoju? Interesting. I had no idea. And here's just a little bird that's being flipped. Flip the bird. This is kind of naughty, so please do not do this. Okay, so that's flip the bird. This next one I don't use very often, but it's nice. Raining cats and dogs. Say it with me. Raining, like rain. Raining cats and dogs. It just means raining heavily. It's pouring outside. It's raining cats and dogs. That's all it is. Raining cats and dogs? Why do they call it that? I don't know. It's raining cats and dogs. Coincidentally, I have another expression that has rain in it. Take a rain check? A rain check. This is used to tell someone you cannot accept their invitation now, but would like to do so in the future. So I'm trying to think of an example. Do you want to go to Shinsei department store? Yes, I would like to, but I need to hit the books. Will you take a rain check? So means can we go another day at another time? And there's another cartoon here. Death is knocking on this man's door, and he says, can I take a rain check? Or will you take a rain check? Meaning, I don't want to die. Please come back some other day. Anyway, it's often used, will you take a rain check? Meaning, can we reschedule? I would like to do this, but another day, another time. Will you take a rain check? Sometimes it's shortened just to take a rain check. Notice the rising intonation. Okay, rain check. What else? Oh, this is a good one, and I use this one. call it a day. Let's call it a day. It means let's stop working and go home. Sounds good, doesn't it? And I promise we'll call it a day soon. But sometimes, guys, when I'm in class, I can see my students are exhausted. They've been burning the candle at both ends. And I'll say, you know what, guys? I'll check my watch that I don't have. And I'll say, hey, let's call it a day. I'll close the book. You know, homework is pages 112 through 115. Have a great weekend. Goodbye. Let's call it a day. It means to stop working on something and go home. And also, it's usually something that you're not totally finished with. So we've made enough progress for one day. Let's stop here and we'll continue tomorrow. Let's call it a day. That's it. What else? Oh, credit cards. Nice. Okay. My credit card is maxed out. My credit card is maxed out. All right. Let's see here. So, as you may know, if you have a credit card or just general knowledge, credit cards typically have some limit, whether it's $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, and so on. If you are a young person, usually the limit is lower. So, for example, you have a credit card. This is my Visa. Please do not steal it. If you go to Lotte department store and your credit limit is $1,000 and you make $1,000 worth of purchases, then by definition, it is maxed out. You can make no more purchases until you've paid down your bill. By the way, just a quick note on credit cards. This is my credit card from Miguk, and it's quite convenient. However, I cannot use it in some places. Or I should say, I can use it in some places, but not others. For example, I can use my credit card at Yangpun Mungo, but I cannot use it at Gyobo Mungo. I can use my credit card at Starbucks, but I cannot use it at Coffee Bean. And why? Is my card maxed out? No, I called. I couldn't figure out what the problem was, and I don't know if it's the microchip or what, but I went to Wardi Bank and I got my own Korean credit card. Watch out, eMart. So now I can freely use my credit card at any place. Do be careful, guys. Don't max out your credit card. Once you get in debt, it's really hard to get out. And the credit cards, they seem like magic, but they can get you in trouble. One more expression about cards is, look at the next one on the handout. The ATM ate my card, is that what it is? Yeah. I typically just say, the machine ate my card. This is, I think, self-explanatory. It's where you put the card into the machine and there's some sort of malfunction and it does not return it. So the card ate my machine. It's very upsetting and frustrating. Like when a fly lands on your face. Okay, this next one I do say, sleep tight. It means sleep well. And you say it whenever someone is going to bed. Sleep tight. Okay, a few more, guys, and then we'll be finished. This next one, hit the sack. It means I'm going to bed. Where are you going? I'm going to hit the sack. People, I don't like this word, but they'll say gonna instead of going to. I'm gonna hit the sack. Means I'm going to bed. Good night. Sleep tight. Okay. Hit the sack. I'm going to hit the sack. I'm going to bed. This next one. Dead as a doornail. Dead as a doornail. Guys, have you ever swatted at a fly or a mosquito? You thought it was dead, and then miraculously it became a zombie and came back to life. Dead as a doornail means clearly and obviously dead. For example, I have a short dialogue on your handout. You see that A, B, so person 1, person 2. So gross! Look at the size of that cockroach. Die! Did you kill it? It's dead as a doornail, meaning totally dead. It's not coming back to life. Dead as a doornail. Clearly and obviously dead. This next one. Oh, it completely slipped my mind. It means I forgot to do something. I forgot. Very simply, it means I forgot. So last week was my birthday. Oh, I'm so sorry. It completely slipped my mind. I forgot. It slipped my mind. Aha. This next one. Go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. It means to go above and beyond what is required, or to make a greater effort than is necessary. Just quick example, guys. Of course, you can send an email to someone or a text message, but if you take the time to write a letter on nice paper and use some, pretty stamps, that's going the extra mile. It really shows that you took the time to write a nice note to a friend. Iheheseo. That's going the extra mile. And I'm not trying to compliment myself, but guys, I could record all of our lecture videos, I guess, in the classroom, but I think it would be so boring. I mean, the lectures are already boring, but if I recorded them in a classroom, I don't know. Well, anyway, I try to visit different locations, so at least it will be visually interesting. I want to make something special for you, really. So that's an example of going the extra mile. Last one, guys. Again, I don't know the history of this, but sleep like a log. Sleep like a log, like a piece of wood. Sleep like a log. Usually it's past tense, so did you sleep okay last night? Yes, I slept like a log. It means to sleep deeply and without being disturbed by any noises. Sleep like a log. How did you sleep last night? Have you been burning the candle at both ends? Well, guys, that's it. I know that's a lot. Guys, thank you for staying with me until the end. If I were you, I know there's a lot here. Don't try to memorize these for the final exam. If I were you, honestly, I would just choose one or two that you think is fun or funny, and remember it forever. Not for me, not for the test, but just for your own English, whether it's I'm going to hit the sack, or speak of the devil, ace the test, drink like a fish, butterflies in your stomach. Choose one or two that you like and remember it forever. Well, guys, listen, let's call it a day. Let's stop here. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.